Peace, man.
I've just had my my mate boat builder Johnny come over, and he's just suggested that I might want to draw the inside of the chain jig along here rather than slide it across. Oh, freaking early I think of that.
Have a go at the work in this, man.
Yep.
Okay, so these sheets, these H80 foam sheets are 2.15 long. So we're talking 2.15 metres or 215 centimetres long by 100 wide. Now that's probably about the most impractical bloody size, because most of the things that I'm making are 1.1 wide, 1.2 wide, or generally over 2 metres long, i.e. floor panels, bulkhead modules, etc. So the great thing about this is you can just butt join this stuff and then laminate straight over the top of it. You got to make sure it's dead flat though. That's really important. I've got a very flat surface here. That's one of the reasons why I'm using the form ply, the concrete form ply, because it generally has a good flat sort of shape about it. But to extend out a sheet, you simply just laminate straight over the top of it, and the resin goes down and joins the slot. And in fact, the glass is what's holding it together. It's only a sandwich. It's not a big deal to extend out and to widen wherever you need to. So this is going to form a floor panel in my starboard stateroom up in the front, up in the bow. And it's a bit of an odd shape. It's like a big long tapered shape, so yeah, extending it out not an issue. And I'm doing 2 layers of 300, 2 layers of 600 double bias on these. These floors are rock solid. I'm not having any springiness in my floors. Now you can see how that's joined. I've just flipped that over. I only laid that up an hour and a half ago. It's just that it's 35 degrees here today outside, so curing time is just ridiculous. It's kicking off very, very quickly, and being polyester, I've jacked up the catalyst a little bit to suit my own needs. But yeah, it's a good way. I lay up one sheet. It takes me about 4 hours to lay up a sheet both sides with a break in between, a couple of hours in between. Very efficient way to lay them up. I could vacuum bag them down, but to be honest, I'm getting a really good result with this. And the gun, I'm not ending up with excess resin. It's quite amazing how little resin I end up with the gun, as opposed to just hand rolling it out. Would be a totally different story. I'd certainly be putting a lot more resin into it if I was, mixing it up and splashing it on. This gun allows me to sort of control the resin a little bit. I'm probably not quite as light as resin infusion or vac bagging, but certainly a good result. Okay, so I've left around about 25 mil longer here, because that's going to sit underneath the bulkhead of the main mast bulkhead, or the main compression bulkhead. So you can see that there, that's that extra sort of inch here, but that's basically one big piece. Sadly, that's not going to work in the other cabin unless I do it in 2 separate pieces, which is an option. But this excess here, I've got loads of bracing and stuff, and to be honest, this is going to come in very, very handy, this particular piece. Okay, so here it is, all done. It's actually got a good shape. That's the sole. That's 20mm H80, 300, and then 2 600 double biases, so it doesn't get any stronger than that. I'm going to probably inlay a couple of carbon struts underneath it, or some bridges underneath, just in the 2 places where it's going to need it. But yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, to put everything in place, I've basically got to move this bulkhead forward about 2 feet so I can stand down in there. There's no other way to stand down in the floor here. So it's like a big jigsaw puzzle. I'm trying to put everything in place without bolting or glassing anything down. I'm thinking like a year ahead here, so trying to Get the thing in place there. Just going to move this forward. Hopefully, sit it against the head that's there. Yeah, that's where that's sitting. Right, that's good. Guilty of not sort of showing you things before I put them in, and what you guys are seeing is a big piecemeal arrangement where I've just got stuff absolutely everywhere, but I'm in the middle now. I've actually got foam and MDF, so as I derive the template I get the MDF out of here, so gradually I'm getting rid of it. But down in here the other day you saw that I'd got this sole area ready, where I actually fell the other day and knocked a piece in there the other day. That wasn't real flash, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the piece in here now, the sole floor. Hopefully it fits straight in. If it needs grinding, it's going to have to come in and out, in and out, in and out until I get it done. Alright, let's do it. My new piece of sole there. Side of the bulkhead, or I can't lay it in here. Now remembering, I only laid this floor 2 hours ago. So that's the beauty of fibreglass. You can sort of make something and then oh yes. Oh God, I'm a bit happy. I'm a happy guy now. Alright. There's my floor, where's my bulkhead? Oh, there's another bulkhead here, which I'm standing on. Yes! Ooh, pretty happy lads, I'm a happy lad, pretty get out of here. Brakes on. No. Let's just take a look. Oh. Now you'll notice I ran out of peel ply. Don't tell anyone. But I'm going to give that a good scuff up. But that's perfect. That is my sole floor in place. There'll be a bedding compound around the outside with a radius, and then that's going to have about 150 mil tape all the way around that, and 2 layers of biaxial double bias. But yep, that's spot on. I'm going to put the forward bulkhead back in now, just check for fit, because I want to check for height as well as fit. It's the 2400 station 2400 bulkhead. Just murdered it. Now I'm going to move this bulkhead back, hopefully. So I've just removed the bulkhead. This will give you an indication of how much space I've got to run conduits and air conditioning ducts, power lines, anything I need really, plus the bilge as well for my plumbing. So there really is a lot of space in here. Plus I've got cabinets to think about. This here is actually a drawer unit that goes in there. This floor is dead square, dead perfect. And what's going to happen down here, this will be glassed onto here. So when you think about it, the floor is actually glassed to the hull. The modules are then glassed to the floor sole, and then onto the bridge deck. So you know, the thing's incredibly rigid. There's a lot of rigidity.
So the time came for me to work out the sole floor for the starboard cabin, or forward bow cabin. You can see there me crawling in underneath the bulkhead. Now these modules that I've been making are only about 4 layers thick at this stage. I need some reinforcing in areas where I may be climbing, or we might be climbing all over to get into bed and in and out of cupboards and things like that. So I'm very, very careful about how I deal with them, but taking a level and spirit level and adjusting these modules to get them to the right level was very important, so I could work out that ultimate floor level. It took a bit of time. I was in there for a good hour or so, and ultimately found the sweet spot, and I was able to get the bulkheads then made and in place, so I could then work out the template for the cabin sole. So yeah, a little bit of work, but well worth the effort. And it's just a game of being meticulous, and you just have to be meticulous at every stage to make sure you don't cock up. And just when you thought I'd removed the modules and replaced them many times, there was more to be done. So to work out the floor level, you really do need to remove these modules. So that was done again. I run out of room pretty quickly, and you can see as I go, it just turns into absolute bloody nightmare chaos, but it has to be done. So these bulkheads, these two actually form, it's like a cranked bulkhead that goes along with this. Ultimately is going to be 12mm plywood, so it's a little bit thicker than what I've got there, but not much thicker, with a layer of 600 and double bias and a layer of 300 CSM on it. But you can see down here at this forward bulkhead here, number 4 down the bottom here, the floor needs to sit on top of that. It butts up against the bulkhead, so I've got to make sure that that's exactly in place. And then the floor comes along, or the sole, just like on the other side, comes along here and underneath this bulkhead here. So I've got to ascertain that exact height, which I already have, and then I'm going to do the block arrangement, and then I'm going to use the chain jig and probably some strips of MDF just to derive this floor, and then I'm going to go and make the sheet, which I'm making them 20mm foam, 300, 600 and 600 on each side, and they're as rigid as buggery. I'm not going to need any more reinforcement in that floor sole.
Not enough room. I've got 45 foot of worker room, and I have not got enough room to store these. But what is good is down in here now is clear, ready for me to attack it in the morning with the foam blocks, do my template, done. Funnily enough, about 12 months ago, I sat this stair module in place and thought, how the friggin' hell is that going to fit in? You know, occasionally I get pretty overwhelmed with this bugger, but you know, every day you come in and you nut things out and you spend hours and hours and hours thinking. And I think, you know, your first boat's always your hardest, but everybody boat's the same. You know, they're just very, very complex. And I've had these modules which has allowed me to really, you know, forge ahead. But things like working at the sole levels and things like that has taken a fair bit of work. But just want to show you here, see these lines that I've got here? They intersect perfectly with the sole of that stair module. So pretty much I've been able to use that as a guide, and then derive my floor templates from the modules, and then double cross check against the plans. But every single thing has essentially fitted in absolutely perfectly. And the same deal up here, we've got these two lines here, that's the sole top and the sole floor. And then down in here, this area here, we're looking this part here, this is actually the bilge of the shower where the pump and filter will be. So just absolutely unbelievably pleasing to be able to derive these levels and then walk away, make my own flat sheet, come back in, work out my template, and build the boat, you know. So I'm in an absolute bomb site here at the moment, and then by Friday lunchtime it's all back together again. So it's just unbelievably satisfying. But I've got modules everywhere. It's like a collapsed city here. There's just stuff everywhere. But yeah, it's a process, and you just got to keep working through it. And this probably took me 2 or 3 hours to work out these floor heights here, but now they're done for good. I'll just have to make my template and do it. I'm carrying on with my theme of my little foam blocks just to get my levels to derive my template, and I've just sat the spirit level on here after much checking, and perfect. Very, very happy. And then I move up the front here and check my level up here, and again it's dead perfect. So yep, that's the forward part. So it's all one piece. I could have made them in 2 or 3 pieces, but I'm going to make them all in one piece, and then I can put the inspection hatches in them and start to work on what goes inside these bilges. I just scrounged these huge pieces of like melamine or MDF covered with a melamine finish. Joel left them with me probably 12 months ago, knowing I was going to need some templates. Joel next door here. So this one's going to form the basis of the floor template down in here. So it's nice and long too, so good thing is I don't have to have 2 separate pieces, but I'm afraid it's going to be a chain jig affair down here again. Give us a go. Now I could go and cut this with a saw, or I could. Shit, that's like doing a drop in on a half pipe. Not oh, perfect. Alright, you can see here it's not straight, so I'm going to try to derive this template now with my chain jig and do the same thing as I did before, just slide it back and then draw it straight on, and hopefully once I cut that I should be able to roll it over. It should be an exact representation of the outside.
Peace, man.
I've just had my mate boat builder Johnny come over, and he's just suggested that I might want to draw the inside of the chain jig along here rather than slide it across. Freaking hell did I think of that? That's why it's good having a bit of a think tank, eh, John?
Oh, mate, I think of nothing. I know nothing, I see nothing.
Alright, so it was almost a mirror image. It's going to need a little bit of trimming just up in there, but you know that's pretty much the starboard side template done all the way to underneath the stairs. So this is both sides. I've just got to put a joiner up in the end there, and basically it's complete all the way to here. All right, I'm just getting down to some Triple J here, but check this out. This is the starboard main cabin. Obviously we've got the ensuite here going along to the staircase or the companionway down here, and that's now ready for its new floor. And this is more for my benefit. I just want to remember and savour the chaos that is in here at the moment because it's absolute chaos. I've just completed sheet number 9, I think it is. This one's 2.8 long, so it's a fair length. This is the next one I've got to do is 3.2 because it's underneath my head and right into the rear cabin. But this is a beauty, this one. It's got a join in here. I've got an extra layer of roving in there just to hold it together, but it's I only made it like 2 hours ago. It's already off, so I'm going to bring the template in and draw it up, and then we're going to grind it out and stick it in place. Mate, that's like a gel coat flame. Look at it, it's like a blue flame. It's hot.
Take it for a rego check, Neil.
I'd smash it.
What a machine, eh? Well done, Keithy. Yeah, he's got the jacket to match.
Oh, yeah.
You have a big flame on the back, mate. That blue light.
No, that's his varicose veins.
See, that's what your daily coffee goes to pay for, champions. Just imagine if you didn't give a free one away every 10, you would have had 2 of them.
Oh, yeah.
You would have had a sidecar. You would have had a sidecar, mate.
Call it the Ninja.
Brilliant. Okay, about 2 hours later, got a bit tied up looking at Keithy's new Harley fat bob, but this is the floor section for down in here.
Get in there, mate.
Yeah, what I've got to do is I've got sand in there, and put that in down and then lay it down, so it's not that easy because it's freaking heavy.
Everything's easy, son. Get in there.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been trashing the joint the last couple of weeks, building all the floors and doing all the components, so it's time to put it all back together. I just want to see everything back in place, and then I'm going to give that place a really good clean. So it's Friday frenzy here. I like to finish Friday on a good note and get it away and make sure that everything's in place and ready to start again fresh on Monday. But I will be coming up here through the weekend to do some work. So catch you later, guys, and enjoy this little montage of me working my ring off on Friday Arvo when you're all at the pub having a schooner.
So while I'm busting a hump over the weekend, Johnny, my buddy's down in Victoria at the World Superbike Championships and came across C. Blunt Boat Builder. Now these guys have been around since 1858, so that's 160 years of heritage in Australian boat building, timber boat building, and Greg is the 5th generation of a boat builder in this particular business. So been around for a while, and incredible boats to see the restoration and the process in building wooden boats. Now, Greg showed John and Dave through a couple of their boats, and in particular this one. So this is Johnny's opinion of it.
You have a look in there yourself.
Oh, good. I'm going to take a bit of a movie.
I used to sail on Derwents down in Hobart.
Yeah. Well, that one there is the precursor to the Derwent.
Is that right?
Have a go at the work in this, man.
It's built in the 30s.
Yep. There's about 7 of the Derwents left in service.
Do you know Roscoe?
Wow.
No, I haven't been down there for a while. I live up in Jervis Bay now.
Wow. This guy's doing up this boat. 1900 boat. Built in 1900. He's refurbishing the whole lot. Have a go at it. What a lot of work. Jesus.
So Greg's starting up a museum of the boat building. So please check out their website, and if give them any support you can. I mean, I don't really know what sort of support we can give them, but just by showing an interest, he may be able to get it through some government regulations that are required. And you know, just amazing to see beautiful old wooden boats being built. I'll put a link to a YouTube video that I just found on Greg, and yeah, check it out and have some fun. So thanks guys, that's the end of another episode. Don't forget to subscribe and make a comment and give me a like if you would. Thanks. Catch you next time on Life on the Mould.